Phoenix Suns point guard Steve Nash is a citizen of the world, and usually when he makes a plea for peace, he's talking about Libya or Afghanistan or some war-torn place.
Yeah, but he did it with his hometown of Vancouver after they rioted in the streets when the Stanley Cup Finals didn't go their way. From the Opupco studios in Oklahoma City, you're watching the Press Row. I'm Jenny Carlson. He's Mike Sherman. Mike, I was under the impression Vancouver was a lovely place, a glorious place. Instead, they're burning cars and couches in the street. What in the world's going on here?
They didn't do that at the closing ceremonies of the Winter Games. Of course, Canada won the cup. Won the gold medal. They were happy then. They were displeased last night. Blame Bobby Lou. Bobby Lou had an own goal. Roberto Luongo, the Vancouver Canucks goalie. They got smeared last night in Game 7 against the Boston Bruins. They're partying in the streets of Boston. They're rioting in the streets of Vancouver. These are not the Canadians that I know, the Canadians that, the woman from Home Alone, Michael J. Fox. These are not the fans I know, not the people I know. Canadians, nice people. They were rioting, and Steve Nash is sending out Twitter messages saying, stop the madness. We're better than this. Things got out of hand, Jenny.
Boy, they did. And, we heard all during the Olympics about how nice the Canadians were. And now this, clearly we see how quickly it can turn. I wonder, though, as they burn cars, if they left apology notes. Sorry to do this. Sorry to burn your car. I'll come back later and clean up the mess. I don't know. It's crazy, though. They had 100,000 people in the streets before the game even started. To lose 4-0 and the way it went down, clearly people were not happy. But I thought this only happened in like Detroit or places like that.
You'd think that. I think there were several factors. One is they had a lot of time to start drinking. This team fell behind. When it was 1-0 in the first period, it just had a feeling that this is over. The second period was even more of a disaster. They got a breakaway, shorthanded goal, the Bruins did, in which Luongo, again, twice he appeared to sort of slap the ball in, or slap the puck in. Sorry, I'm not Canadian. But here's the thing that really gets you. This is a bad day. You think people of Vancouver are sad? Sam Bradford's devastated. This is the worst thing that's happened to Sam Bradford since BYU. Sammy B, he's a Canucks fan. He got that videotape, that Don Cherry Rock'em Sock'em hockey highlights, and ever since then he was sold on the Canucks. He's got to be torn up. Fortunately, our man from Northwest Oklahoma City and the University of Oklahoma is not the kind of guy who tears up at some kind of disappointment like this.
Well, I don't think there were any reports of him throwing any couches off of balconies, but they may be throwing goalies off of balconies. I'm not sure. This did not go well for the Canucks. And then Vancouver, a city that people just love to talk about how great it is, how upscale it is. They went all Detroit. I'm sorry, Detroit, you riot a lot. I apologize for using you as the example, but you do it. And now Vancouver's doing it. I don't know. The Canucks have never won a Stanley Cup final. They've never hoisted the cup. Now I'm almost afraid to see what happens if they win one. This was the outcome when they lost. When they won, goodness knows what could happen then. Hey, stay with the best coverage team anywhere at newsok.com and every day in the Oklahoman.